Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to set up our development environment, so I'd like to show you how to do that. If you're a Java developer or a UI developer and you want to get up and running quickly, here's some tips and tricks and some of the basic software you're going to want to install and how to install it, especially if you're running a Mac and doing mainstream development. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and install an IDE. I like to use IntelliJ. My coworkers convinced me to switch after being a long-time Eclipse user, and it's been a great transition. After the learning curve, I really enjoy using it. So let's go ahead and download IntelliJ for now. If you want to use Eclipse or you don't prefer to pay the $200 a year for the use of IntelliJ, you certainly can use Eclipse as well. So let's go ahead and download Docker Toolbox. Docker is a popular tool these days and is really useful for getting up and running with various technologies if you just want to try them out. So we're going to want to have Docker installed. Get that downloading. And let's go ahead and install JDK as well while we're here. If you're using .NET, this is the point at which you might want to go ahead and install those types of tools and environments, but we're going to install a JDK for the Mac here. So we'll just install update 91, the latest from Oracle's site. And last but not least, we'll want to install Homebrew. Before I do that, let me go ahead and install these other packages here. Let's just put this in the applications folder. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and install the JDK. Use the installer package here. Okay. Let's install the Docker Toolbox. Okay. Let's go ahead and install Homebrew now. Just put this on our clipboard and open a terminal. Let's get this a little bigger. A little more. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Paste that in. So just run that command, and we're going to have to install xcrun or xcode. Just hit install here. Okay. Take a moment to download. Okay. Alright. So let's go ahead and actually install Brew here. Okay, and this will help us be able to install other packages quite easily. Alright. And last but not least, let's go ahead and install VirtualBox. It's a free virtualization tool. If you prefer another tool, you can certainly use that, but you can't beat free. So VirtualBox isn't the greatest in the world, but it's pretty good for the price. We'll want to use that to run a Docker machine, maybe a Windows VM, whatever it is we need to do from our Mac. Okay. Let's go ahead and install this. Run the installer package. All right. So now let's jump back over to the terminal here. Let's go ahead and install some tools. We'll start with Git. Now your Mac actually comes with a version of Git, but I don't recommend using it. So let's use the one that Homebrew provides for us. It'll be the latest and greatest. Okay, and then we're probably going to want to have Tomcat available if we're coding for the JDK. So we'll just install the latest version of Tomcat 8. Alright, and we'll go ahead and install Maven as well. This will be good for building. And finally we'll install MySQL. If we want to do some local database development, it'll be good to have a lightweight database. You can use Postgres if you prefer. I prefer to use MySQL because I like its command line interface. But with modern tooling like IntelliJ, which we'll install later, you can connect to pretty much any database, so it doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. Takes just a minute to download here. Okay, and then last but not least, let's install node.js. If we want to do some UI development, this is going to be handy to have even if we don't want to run Node itself. We can hook this into our build process, for example. Okay. Let's go ahead and start MySQL in the background. Using this nifty brew services, it'll set it up to run every time we restart. Okay. Alright, let's install some UI libraries as well with NPM now that we have Node. Let's go ahead and install Bower. It may not be your favorite tool at this point, but it could be useful or you may encounter it. So we can install Gulp here. And there are probably lots of other tools you might want to install. I'll just go through a few of them. These we install globally with the -G command, or flag. Let's also install Grunt. and the grunt cly. Let's just install NodeMon for fun. Again, there may be a few other tools you'll want to install yourself for UI development. These are ones we don't want to have to install in each individual project. These are ones we just want to have around. Okay. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and install Jekyll. It's a nice static site generator that is useful with GitHub. We can use it to maintain static sites. I use it to maintain this website. Since our Mac comes with Ruby installed, we can just go ahead and use the command on the home page here to install with gem. But we need to use the sudo command. It apparently needs escalated privileges to install. Okay. This will take just a moment. And if there are any other tools that you can think of as you're watching this that we should cover or should be in everybody's toolbox by default, why don't you post a comment about that and we can talk about that in a future post. Maybe we can update this to cover some of those other basics as well. There's probably a ton of them that people use. We're looking for the most common ones that every developer is going to want to have. I think this is a pretty good list. Alright, thanks for watching.